You own a food distribution business. You've been doing around $40 million a year in sales over a decade, and your broker has been with you from the beginning. A local shop that started with you when you were small. They're good people, you trust them. Then a fire rips through your warehouse. 40,000 square feet, fire resistive, sprinklered, gone. You call your broker expecting the insurance proceeds to fund the rebuild, and a few weeks later the check arrives, you open it up, and it's only $3 million. Wait, what? That's your building limit. You set that years ago and nobody revisited it since. Today, that same building costs $9 to $10 million to replace. You're $7 million short, out of your own pocket in the middle of trying to rebuild a business. If this sounds like a nightmare, it's because it is. And it's happening to mid-market businesses right now because most brokers aren't asking the right questions. Hi, I'm Coyle, and for over 40 years, I have worked with 7, 8, and 9-figure business owners, helping them navigate the complex world of business insurance. I have seen every problem and costly mistake you can imagine, and here I share insider strategies and real-world solutions that protect your business and save you money. So here's what's actually happening. If you run a business doing $25 to $100 million in revenue, you've probably outgrown at least one professional relationship along the way. Your first accountant, your original attorney, your early stage lender. The broker relationship is no different, except with insurance, the consequences of staying too long are invisible until something goes wrong. And by then, the gap between what you have and what you need can be measured in hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let me show you 3 signs that tell you your broker has fallen behind. Sign number 1, your renewal shows up as a PDF and an invoice. This is the most common sign, and it's so normalized that most business owners don't even realize it's a problem. The renewal arrives in your inbox, premiums went up or stayed flat or dropped slightly. No explanation of what changed, no analysis of whether the coverage is still fitting your operation, and no discussion of market alternatives. A renewal isn't an administrative event. It's the single most important annual checkpoint for your insurance program. Your broker should be sitting down with you 90 to 120 days before your renewal, reviewing what's changed in your business, assessing whether the current structure still fits, and building a strategy for how to approach the market. If the first time you hear about your renewal is when the invoice hits, your program is being processed, not managed. And the difference between a processed renewal and a managed renewal is 6 figures in coverage gaps that nobody noticed. Sign number 2, nobody has recalculated the property value in years. This is the one that caused the fire story at the top of this video, and it's the single most expensive mistake we see in mid-market businesses. The distributor I described is a real client. 12 years in business, over $40 million in annual, same broker from day one. The building was 40,000 square feet, fire resistive, sprinklered, and insured for only $3 million, which works out to about $75 a square. When we ran the back of the envelope replacement cost calculation, we came in at around $200 to $250 a square foot. The building should have been insured for $9 to $10 million. It wasn't. And if a fire had hit before we caught it, that business would have been devastated. Here's the question I ask business owners when we find this. If a fire came in and ripped through your building, how much of it would you like to replace? They smile and say, well, the whole thing. That's the point. If you want the whole thing replaced, you have to insure for it, for what it actually costs to replace it today, not what it cost when you first bought the policy. And it's not just the building. It's your business personal property, your inventory, your business income limit, which was probably set when your revenue was half of what it is now. If nobody has done a property and business income valuation workup for you recently, then these numbers are almost certainly wrong. Sign number 3, nobody has reviewed your customer contracts against your policy. This sits at the intersection of insurance and business operations, and most brokers don't even touch it. If you're a distributor, your customer contracts almost certainly contain insurance requirements, minimum liability limits, additional insured endorsements, waiver of subrogation, sometimes specific coverage types like product recall or professional liability. If you're selling to big box retailers, these requirements get even more demanding. If you're a food manufacturer, your co-packer and your distributor agreements carry their own set of obligations. Your broker should be reviewing these contracts and mapping the requirements against your current program annually or whenever a significant new contract comes in. If this isn't happening, you may be in breach of your contractual obligations right now and not even know it. And that breach comes at a crisis the day a customer makes a claim and discovers your insurance doesn't meet what you promised. Look, if any of these signs sound familiar, here's what you need to know. It's not that your broker is a bad person. They may have been great when your business was smaller, but your business grew, the complexity grew with it, and the standard of service that worked at a $5 million sales figure doesn't work at a $50 million sales figure. Not sure your program actually reflects where your business is today? Stop wondering, stop guessing. Take 30 minutes and let's have a conversation. No pressure, no obligation, just an honest look at whether your program is set up correctly or whether it has the kind of gaps that put everything you've built at risk. You've spent years getting your business to where it is. Why put that at risk with the wrong insurance? Hit it. Let's set up an appointment and let's talk. Subscribe for more content like this. I cover this kind of thing a few times a week. Drop me any questions in the comments if there's something you want me to tackle. Thanks.